has been such a pleasure working with you. Thank you, Elizabeth Mundeyo and Sarah Edu.
For your generosity of spirit, your uplifting energy, and your capable work as project coordinators over the last 2 years. And we want to thank all the artists as well that are here. We have some gifts for you. Is this the time to offer gifts? Okay.
You know what? There's a little part here. Thank all the friends and family who encouraged us all the way through all of this. Because it was not easy.
And just to end by thanking the artists for your longevity, for blazing trails, breaking ground for decades, and onward. And I will now pass.
And this exhibition has been 3 years in the making and a really emotional journey of working with folks who have not been, I would say, sufficiently recognized for their careers and labor and insistence and persistence, the work to articulate their lives as Black women and for us in general as Black people. And so this exhibition came about because I was actually thinking about, through my research, trying to remount or find a way to bring the work of the Dawa Collective to the present. And while thinking about that project, I think I got a phone call from Musa McNeely inviting me to do this project. And I took a little bit of time to think about it and then actually said yes, because I've been really thinking about doing this project. And so it's been 3 years of gallery, of studio visits through COVID, Zoom visits, and it's been 3 years of a bit of pain as well. Part of the pain is the loss of 2 of the Dawa artists, Chloe Benari and Khadija McNeely. Sorry, Khadija McCall, sorry. This exhibition and this project is dedicated to their memories. It's dedicated to all the Black women whose names we cannot call at the moment because we don't know them. It's dedicated to all those who created a moment and an opening for me to do the work I do. And at this moment, I'd really like to invoke and call the name of Baseji Berry. Baseji? Thank you. I'd like to call Baseji's name because as part of my research into trying to understand what the genealogy of Black cultural production in this country is, it came to my attention that Baseji organized, actually was the first Black curator to do an exhibition that took up issues of race and to deal with issues of anti-Black racism in the city. It was called Weapons of Culture. Weapons of... I think it's important for us to remember these defining moments. In my mind, I think that Weapons of Culture and the ensuing Black women wear when we enter are quite paradigmatic and I would say earth-shifting moments in terms of curatorial practice in this country. Without these projects, I don't think I would be able to stand here today to talk to you and to create an exhibition like this. This exhibition really is about what it means for Black women to live, what it means for Black people to live within an environment of anti-Black racism, and the fact that we survive, and we not only survive, but we thrive. This exhibition is to mark the labor of thriving. It's to mark those who have not been recognized until today. But really, this exhibition is about today. It's about drawing a line from the past to the present. Dawa Exhibition took place in 1989. This exhibition is taking, 33 years later. And what we see, in particular in this room, is the fact that Black women continue to engage with technologies, new technologies, and to tell their stories in whatever way necessary. This room really opens up us to the fact that we're talking about contemporary issues around the ways in which Black people are stereotyped, the ways in which we are violence meted out to the Black body, and in the converse, it also talks about the ways in which Black women create communities for themselves. It's about the ways in which we pass on stories to each other, both in formal and informal ways through the braiding of hair. It's the ways in which we support each other. So I won't say much more. I invite you to really engage with the works. The works are very diverse. They come from a range of media. They take up a range of issues. But the one thing the works do is they say to us, we're here and we are still producing, and we have an aesthetic to the way we live our lives. And that aesthetic allows us to be here now. So I'll stop, and I'd like to actually give some thank yous. Any curatorial project, I would say any act of living requires much more than the individual. It requires community, and it requires relationships, and it requires particular kinds of relationalities. This exhibition could not have come to being without a huge, huge support system that I have across the country. It started with me picking up Khadijah's work in Vancouver with the assistance of Naya Lewis from Artspeak Gallery and her assistant, Ali. Michael Lee Poi from OCAD University assisted me with trying to figure out how to hang Khadijah's work and to come up with a system for doing that. Leila Talley of the Research Center assisted me over several days to bring the work to life so it could be shown at this moment. Fabina Germain Balaggio, along with Chiesa, helped with the picking up and transportation of the works. Francisca Fernanda Granados was very instrumental in my thinking through and talking through my essay. So was Johanna Joachim. Johanna Householder spent an entire day driving me across the city to pick up artworks, and her partner Angelo Podari was really instrumental in assisting me with finding very secure ways to put up the works in the gallery and in the space. Alan Kazmaja, I have to say, I'll probably have to say his name over and over, the most committed installer who spent 2 weeks with us problem-solving work. Problem-solving not just the installation of the work, but problem-solving many aspects of the work that perhaps we should have figured out before we got here, but we got the help to do it, and that's what's most important. Valerie Severino from A-Space as well for assisting us. Vicky Morford-Paul, thank you very much, and Rebecca McGowan for assisting us with administering and getting the project out. I'd like to also thank VTAPE for assisting us with equipment, and Laura Comerford from the AGO, as well as Renata for assisting us with equipment and getting stanchions to protect the work. Most importantly, most importantly, I would like to thank Chiesa Pasquaneroja for her assistance with this exhibition. Without that work, this exhibition would not exist. Thanks, Chiesa. This is very, very important. Thank you. There's one other thing I'd like to say. This exhibition started here at A-Space. A-Space is an artist-run center. I'd just like to highlight the importance of artist-run centers. We came to this center with work that needed to be experimented with, needed to figure out how to show it, needed to figure out how to mount it, and some other technical aspects. Without a site like A-Space that gives us the opportunity to experiment, to push the boundaries of what we're trying to do, our artworks stay somewhat stuck. So I'd just like to say that it's very important for these sites to be part of the ecology of the arts. It's given me the opportunity. And so I won't take any more time. I'd like to ask you to come down to the gallery. We will introduce the artists there. Boseja Bailey sitting here, and this is her work, Fear Factor. Over here is the work of Barbara Perizzo Stevenson, who cannot be here today, but I encourage you to spend some time with the work. So can I ask the soul to proceed to the gallery for an introduction?
Plan, and they stick to that plan. You know what I'm saying? I would be one of those people who'd be like,
Hi, I'm Debbie.
Hi, sweetheart. I saw your hat come in. I said, oh,
you gone? Okay. I did come back. It's going to take 20 minutes. I did. We were just like...
sorry.
Yeah. Slow for. Oh, you can go. You can go set it up. Sorry.
No. I've been touching everybody's hand.
Hello.
Who knew you'd have to be capturing me?
Yes. I said I'm taking over for
You're
Douglas
supposed to put you out
today.
of business, but I'm like, good luck with that.
Oh, she's trying to put me out of business. That's good. No, please. I pass the torch.
You do the
Or the
iPhone
baton.
thing, I'll do the camcorder thing.
Of course. Dion. Boseji. I know, she's looking at me like, who's that? Who's that? I don't know that person. Who's that?
Thank you. We're going down together.
Yes.
I see drinks on back.
Oh, come, what's going on here? What is this? What is going on here? He's got his own little stash.
I'm staying close.
Oh, that's right. Because you know, we can use it. We can use it.
I'm staying close.
How are you doing, sir?
Brother, lovely to see you. You well? Yes, of course. Of course. Last summer, yes, of course.
We were dancing.
Yeah, it was a different time. It was beautiful. Beautiful tonight.
When did you get here?
Just about 10 minutes just to hear it from the back. I was in the back.
Again? You're Doug.
Yeah.
How are you? Oh my goodness. Good to see you. Hi. Nice to see you.
People I greeted before. All right. That is it. I'm done for tonight. You know, because I just look like. There, Chiesa will keep going. 15 minutes and then 15 minutes.
Are you heading out?
No, I'm gonna go. I'm go there. I'm gonna see. Thank you. Thanks. I didn't get a picture of you the other night.
Okay. Good to see you. Good to see you. I will. Yeah. Okay.
I will introduce myself as an artist.
Let's figure this out. Do you know what I find?
What?
It's harder when they take the mask off. Well, actually, no. Some people have only known with a mask on. And so when you have the mask on, you kind of imagine the rest of the face. And then you see the face and you're like, or people you've only seen on Zoom, and then you meet them in person and they're tinier than you thought, or they're taller and bigger than you thought. Kind of in this short, and he's like, cool. Yeah, I did an in-person yesterday with this woman I've been working with online for how many years? And then she walks up to me and I swear that I had no idea who this. She was so who's this? And she goes, I know you think I'm tinier than you expected me to be.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about the mask thing at all, but you know.
Better.
Oh my God, is it ever crowded?
It's more
It's even more.
because apparently some of them were there. I think as well as you have to come back again. No.
Over here. Just wondering if all the artists could stand beside their works. There it is. George. Over here. Winston, can I go by your name, please? So I'd just like to introduce the artists to you all and ask artists to say a few words if they choose to. This work is Khadijah McCall's work, and her son George is here as a representative. I'm not sure he'd like to say anything, but I'd like to actually point out Khadijah's son, who's really assisted, enabled this work to be here today. Thanks, George. The dolls and soft sculptures in the vitrines are by Chloe Onari, and I'd like to introduce her daughters, and her granddaughter. Could you please come over? Would you like to say something, please? Hello.
Hi everyone. We just want to say what an honor it is to be part of this show, and to Andrea and all the artists who really embraced us as Chloe's daughters, and it's just it's kind of like magic to see her work out. So thank you so much, and thanks for coming.
Winsome. I'd like you to introduce you to Winsome, whose work. Winsome, can you say a few words, please?
With my mask on. Take it off. See, the cord is not long enough. That's my new show, Freedom Made for Walking. I got a new show here today, Freedom Made for Walking. There's nothing to say about this work, just that it's basically looking at how they saw, can you hear me? It's basically saying that how they treated the elephants the same way they treated black people. We were one and the same the way they saw us. It's about money. It's about what we could do. It's very... They killed the elephants to get the tusk to make money. They killed black people by bringing us to work to make money. It has nothing to do with them thinking of us as humans or anything like that. And it's a piece from a show I'm working on, a new show that I'm working on, dealing with the ancestors. And I don't want to say anymore.
I'd like to introduce Claire Carew, whose work is here. Thank you.
It's on someone's here.
My name is Claire Carew, and a lot of my work are premonitions or remnants of past, and I just see myself as the intermediate person that I'm asked to do certain things without me even knowing it. And so I was a teacher for many years, and I went to Atlanta to the National Black Arts Festival and also to the Rod Edmonds Academy. And there was a woman there, I don't recall her exact name now, an African-American woman, and she said she went to West Africa, and she asked the question, did you miss us? And she was told by some we didn't know you were gone. And I thought, okay. So I started to do a piece, and there's another painting I did, an original work. Did You Miss Us? And I'm from Guyana, from a Catholic background. So the little girl with the uniform, I guess his name, the slave, that was inspired from a book. Everything else just came to be. And I forgot this painting outside in my yard because it's oil paint. And I forgot it outside, and one morning I woke up and I lived by myself, and I heard, "Good morning, Claire. Good morning, Claire." And Claire, like a little girl screaming. So I went to the front door, looking to see somebody's out there. I called my next door neighbor, and I said to her, "You know, were your children outside in the backyard a few minutes ago?" And she goes, "Claire, they're not with me this weekend." So I pulled the curtain up, and I found my painting was still outside in October. I completely forgotten about it. So this piece is 2022, is oil archival print. And Andrea came to my home, saw the work, and I said, "You know, well, this piece is old." She goes, "Well, I'm sure you'll find more faces in it." I go, "Okay." So I did an archival print, and then went back and I reworked it, and then I started seeing faces that I wasn't aware of. And I was sitting there studying it, and I said, Andrea was right. So this man, I didn't intentionally paint him, faces, but a few things I intentionally painted, but the faces emerged. And she was correct in that I do believe my ancestors wanted to speak through me in this painting. And about a week or so ago, I keep asking questions, did they miss us? Did they miss us? They didn't know we were gone. Did they go down to the river and do a ritual? Did they fast? Did they do this? Did they do that? And I woke up with the words, "We missed you, my love." I thought, okay. So I finished my poem. Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So I'm moving around the room, and the next piece of work is Sienna's.
Yeah, would you like to speak a little bit about that?
Okay.
We're good.
So, how I present my piece. 30 years ago, I did a hut. It was called Right Time, Right Place. And it had walls that were open, and the door was closed. So you could see what was going on in it, but you could not enter without permission. Which now, I did the opposite. I closed the walls of the hut, but I left the door open. So people who, they wonder, can they come in or not? But the ones who know they can actually come in, they do it respectfully. So the story of this piece is about hair braiding. When I went to Senegal, I looked at how they were braiding the hair and all the tradition that went around it, and I found out how, and this is why I wrote it in the story, how when they were about to leave for a long trip, they would braid in their hair gold and seeds and even rice. They said sometimes it was to be able to feed the kids later, but it was also so they would have something to in the other land where they would land, sometimes all the way across the sea. So this braiding of hair is also representative of how motherhood happens, how we mother each other in a way. And the hair of the main character is all my hair through the years. So it's my hair when I was 20, my hair when I was 40, my hair when I'm 60, and even my hair when they dyed it once and I didn't even like it. I like white hair. What's the problem with it, right? And the hair of the young one is my hair that I have braided, cut
and put in the first hut that I did 30 years ago. So the kids were playing in the sand and with the braids that were sitting there. So I took those braids and I made a wig that is what she's braiding. Exactly there. Now the characters around, I'm drawing in space with wire the story. And the story is about how this old woman with the young one, actually, she was sitting just peeling her apples nice and quiet, and then she started hearing in the market there's all these people making noise. She said, oh, I guess I have to go and mind what's going on. So she went over to the market to realize it was this girl who just bought, she stole a piece of bread and everybody was on her case for it. And all these parts of the stories is all something that refers to what I live. Like I talk in the story, I talk about a cave. I went into that cave, and I talk about all the different elements. So I'm not going to tell you more about the story because I want you to read it and walk around the place and understand that each one of these wire characters represent a part of the story. But she's basically, that's why she's transparent, the old lady, because she's about to leave this world and she wants to transfer her knowledge to the young one. So I'll let you read this story.
Merci. What a gift today.
To the next piece, would you like to say any words?
Okay, we can come back when Marie is here. I'd like to take us into this room to have Mosa McNeely. Mosa?
I'll be over there.
Can we get his name? Okay. Is it plugged in?
It's plugged in.
It's plugged in.
So Mosa,
Samosa.
can I ask you, it's plugged in all the way over there. Is it possible?
Plug it somewhere else.
Yeah. So Mosa will speak here and then we'll invite folks.
Hi, my name is Mosa McNeely. My piece is in the back of the space around the side. And the symbol you see is called Sankofa. The Sankofa symbol is an Adinkra symbol from the Akan tradition from Ghana, West Africa. And the symbol, it's a mythical bird with her head turned to the back, with an egg in her mouth, and she's moving forward while she's looking back. So the name Sankofa translates literally to go back and fetch what may have been lost or stolen. So these objects that form the symbol are all pieces of stone, slate, and some pieces of wood. There's some small beads made of bone, some cowrie shells, and one piece of metal. And then there's a mask from Ghana. And so those stones, I've been haunted for decades by an optic of a path of bones on the ocean floor. I think it was a poem I read by Derek Walcott or by Kamal Brathwaite, where that image was just imprinted in my imagination. So I finally was able to bring that to manifestation with this work. This was part of my master's research. I started to develop this path of bones, and it's now arrived at this symbol, but it's not static. There are many iterations. If I work with the stones performatively, I can make them into different symbols and different iterations, and I've tried that with community. I've done it with other people. Like, for example, Sheree Lyon, I think, is in the room, and Carrie Goring. I had a residency with the Hamilton Arts Council in Hamilton at the Cotton Factory for 7 months. And there I experimented with making different iterations of the bones. I made them into a Congo cosmogram, I made it into a burial ground, and I made it into a Yemaya Veve, and I tried different kinds of symbols that were meaningful to me from different African cosmologies. So the surface of the stone is treated with a medium called encaustic, which is a mixture of beeswax, damar resin, and oil paint. It's an ancient Egyptian art form. And then on top of the wax, I put some gold leaf, copper leaf, aluminum leaf, and burnished it into the surface. And for me, the metallic pigment, it's a way of enshrining these fragments to give them to their objects. They represent broken bones, but sometimes that's all we have when we are searching to reconnect, to connect to that history. So each object, I rub each one as I unpack and lay them out. There's 232 bones, stones, and so there's a whole process that I feel I'm healed by working with it, and I'm hoping that it can be a tender, contemplative space for us to mourn the Middle Passage history. It's about the Middle Passage, about that journey across the Atlantic Ocean that our ancestors made. It's not a metaphor. There truly is a path of African bones on the ocean floor, because they say 2 million lives were lost, but we can imagine it may have been many more than that. And so I feel like sorrow is just so deep in me, and that all my work seems to be about sorrow and remembering and loss. So this is what my piece is about.
Thanks, Marcel. So we have one other artist in this room, Grace Chandler. I encourage you to go and engage with the work. Once again, thanks for coming out tonight or this evening. Remember, this is about honoring these women and honoring those who came before us, and actually creating some type of a path or a couple of routes for those to come. So enjoy yourselves, please.
Beautiful.
Send me that clip.
You want this video?
Yes.
I'll post it so you can see it.
No, send it to me. I don't
You want it specifically?
Yeah, I don't go on what you do with those.
You go on my YouTube.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your words.
It's been really hard. I thought this was gonna kill me.
Saging, what does it mean for you to see this come to fruition?
What it means? Fantastic.
Fantastic.
You're taking my
And I'm taping you because, this is a momentous, and I don't see you often. And as Andrea said, you curated the first show that said something about blackness and black people in this country. And so here we are.
Here we are again. It's the same. Whenever we need something done, or we need something to be done for ourselves, we got to do it. We have to do it for ourselves.
And that was the spirit within which you started, too.
And that's the spirit in which I am
Nobody's
right.
for us.
Nobody's doing it for us. Or they select one person and they put them on a pedestal and then they say, we've done black. Look, I don't know if you're in a position to do something, but I'm encouraging everybody to do something. We have been here suffering for so long because we have to. We are people. I don't want to say anything on camera, so turn that off
understand.
because I'm going to say something. Turn it off.
All right. See, we'll say it's gonna end it for me. All right.
No, you can turn it back.